right, so here we are at the bench. We got all of our tools acquired. We got our drill, the drill bits necessary, 2mm tap with the 2mm screws, oil, and the most important part, this device right here will hold the car while we're doing all this drilling, so I don't have to hold it like this, potentially go through my finger. Been there, done that. Okay, we're all set up. We got the car and the jig. This jig was donated to the channel by Eddie over there at Simple Customs. I'll have a link in the description down below to get on over and check out his channel. He does some really, really nice work. Simple Customs by Eddie on YouTube. There'll be a link in the description down below. He custom makes these guys. So I'm going to get started. First drill bit we're going to start with is a 1/8 inch. We're going to go after these. They call them rivets. They're just posts that have been mushroomed over. Just put a little drop of oil in there, and I'm going to go ahead and get drilling. All right, so I messed up the first half. You missed it. So the 1/8 inch drill bit, I went ahead and I drilled in the center of the post, and now I've switched over to a larger drill bit to my 5/32, and we're just going to go ahead and take care of the outer portion of that mushroom, if you will, slash rivet. All right, so that finishes up our drilling for the first half. We're going to go ahead and see if we can get the car popped apart now. I didn't get it drilled perfectly, so there we go. So you can see right there I got some cleanup to do on that post. But there's our base with the wheels attached. Here's our interior, which for this project we're going to keep it white. Here's the window that we don't want yellow. We're going to have to change the color of that. And then this guy is definitely going to go into the stripper. But I first have to clean up these posts and then drill and tap them next. All right, so now we have the main casting in the jig ready to drill those center holes, but we got to change this drill bit out. We get rid of that 5/32 one. Now we switch over to the much smaller. Not sure exactly what the size it is, but it comes with the 2mm tap. It's a set that I get from Dubro. Drill and tap come together. So now we're ready to drill, and we're going to get started. All right, so now next step is we're going to tap the holes. Again, another drop of oil, and let's get the tap started. Feel it start to cut the threads right away. A couple turns to the right to cut the threads. Back it up a couple to break it. A couple turns, back and forth. Once you feel the tap bottom out inside that hole, you know you're there. It's going to be deep enough. So, I'll give you another time lapse here. Not going to bore you with all of this. All right, so here we are now back at the get the countertop all cleaned off, obviously, and you see a little bit of different stuff here, but we've got those screws in there, ready to go. Next step is what I like to call the sauce. Ready to go into the sauce and get the paint stripper done. If you're liking this kind of video content, hit that like button for me, give me a big old thumbs up, and if you haven't yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and maybe even ring that notification bell. So what we do is we just take a pair of locking pliers here, needle nose, clamp those onto one of the posts in here. So I'm going to get this thing tidied up and ready to go. I will be back with you. All right, so let's take a look and see what we got here. Oh yeah, nice and crispy. Head on over to the sink. All right, so here we are, all gloved up. Nice hot water in the car. That's better. Then we just old toothbrush. Off comes the gloss paint and the gold flames. Now this is just the beginning of cleanup for this casting. So now I'm going to hit it with a wire brush and see if there's any other mold lines or seam lines that need to be filed out. I can already see around the window. I'm going to have to do some file work. All right, here we are back at the bench. Different bench. So here we have our tools for the next step. Wire brush, file, and these Scotch-Brite sanding wheels. So these go into the Dremel. Each color is a different grit. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to hit this thing with the file first. So there we have the final of my sanding process. I went through all of those little sanding Scotch-Brite pads in a different grit from 80 all the way up to 300. And that got this thing really nice and smooth. There's still a few little imperfections that the primer will take care of. So the next step is going to be to clean the casting with some denatured alcohol and let that sit and dry. And then I primer it with a metal primer. It's a Mr. Hobby product. It's called Mr. Metal Primer. I primer the whole casting with that and let that sit overnight. And then I'll show you what we're going to do with the base. All right, so here we have some things again. The casting is now nice and clean with the denatured alcohol. It's going to sit and dry. And then we have my chrome stripper, which many of you are already well aware of how to strip chrome super clean. So to go ahead and get this thing ready, I just go in here, trim off one of the nubs. There's 3 nubs right in here that hold the axle on. So I just go ahead and cut one of those nubs off, and the axle and the wheels come out very easily. So there we go. We got the wheels off of the chassis, and now we have just the main chassis in itself, all chrome. We're just going to go ahead and get that stripped. And there we have, no longer chrome. It's an all black base. Original plastic color. So we'll go ahead and get most of the soap off of this with the degreaser. Put it in over here. Get this all cleaned up. That'll be ready for primer. Main casting is ready for primer. So the next steps are going to be primer and then wheel selection. So we'll take a look at some wheels in just a few. Okay, we're back. We're going to play with some wheels. Factory wheels. Don't want that color. Factory wheel. Chrome. I'm kind of liking those ones. And then I found these, and I'm not so sure. I really kind of like these fatty whites. I'm going to see how they look. Just all of these. So I'm going to go ahead and get some set up here. I'll show you some options. Okay, so we're back with the next step. So we have here our display case that this project is going to go into when it's all said and done. And I like to screw the cars to the display case. So to do that, we're just going to use our small little drill bit that we used earlier for the 3mm screw. And I have longer screws. So we're just going to go ahead and get the car position centered on the base. I'm going to go ahead and just drill a hole through the base and the base of the car. And then we'll tap it with our 3mm screw and put that screw in. And there we have it. So once we have this all assembled, the car will be mounted to the base with that screw. We got the wheels mounted into the base. Like I've said before, we're not going to touch the interior. We got the main casting in its base color. It's going to be a two-tone paint job, so we're going to leave it like that for now. I got to do some taping. The window is not exactly coming out the way that I want it to with my tinting process, so I'm just going to go ahead and paint the front and rear windows black. All right, so what we have here is a container of Pledge Revive Floor Shine in our window. I've got one more piece I need, paper towel. So you just take the window and dip it into there, get it completely submerged. Get dipped in there, get any of the excess off of there, and set it into a container so that you can then cover it so you don't get any dust bunnies or anything on it. And there you are. You let it sit like that for 24 hours, 12, 24 hours, something like that. Let that floor shine dry. And we'll show you what it looks like. Next day now, actually. The windows are dry. And, you know, there's always going to be some things that we're not ever happy with. And this window, I am just accepting the fact I am never going to be happy with it. So I'm calling it done for now. It's going to sit there until I'm ready to put it back in the car. But while that was drying, I went ahead and I taped off the main casting, taped off the roof. So that's going to stay white. And we're going to get ready to spray our main body color. Tester's Extreme Lacquer, Fiery Orange. So here we have just a quick little sneak peek at what the main body color is going to be. And I'm purposely only showing you the front of the car, well, because I already have some decals applied. So we will see you in the final reveal. Alright, so here we have the finished product of the Moxie soft drink 1957 Chevy. So here's our final reveal. We got the rear lights detailed up with some of the chrome trim there. These are the wheels that we decided on, or I should say I decided on. Detailed up the center caps to match the color of the car. Did some of the detailing across the front here with the gold emblem, the headlights, the front little bumpers, and the marker lights. And you can see the side exhaust there. We detailed that up a little bit. You can see in the mirror right here, there's a little bit of detailing, not a whole lot. But yeah, there we have it. I'll put some still shots up here so you get a little bit of a closer view. And thanks for hanging out here with me for another episode of Mike's Mods and Customs. And until the next time, we'll catch you guys all on the next.